Good morning, everyone. On behalf of CueSports International and Bad Boys Billiard Productions, we'd like to welcome you to the final day of the 2014 U.S. Bar Table Championships 8-ball division. Hi, everyone. Ken Shuman here, and this is the hot seat match. These are the only two undefeated players, Deuel, Tourangeau. There are 16 players left in the event. There are 4 one-loss side matches playing right now. So we're going to drop 4 players and get down to 12 after this round. And of course, the winner of this match will be in the finals late this afternoon or early this evening. And the loser of this match will proceed to the left side final. Minimum 3rd place assured. Winner minimum 2nd place assured. And we will be crowning our 8-ball and all-around champion at the end of the evening. If you were with us last night, and I'm sure you were, once again, the South Dakota kid has trampled through another 150-player field, came out on top. Really great match last night with Torsten. You know, it was 2 mistakes by Torsten and 1 by Shane, and that gave Shane the kind of the 2-game edge, and that's all it took. Torsten had a really tough roll there at the very end on that 9-7, and we talked a little about it after the match, and even with Shane too, about whether that was the best way to play it. But nevertheless, Corey's going to use a 2nd ball break here, hitting the 5-ball. And he's done that. Look at that, all 7 solids, all 7 stripes right by the triangle. So he's going nowhere near those, you can be sure. And he'll either start with the 7 in the side or the 3-ball. The 8 is wide open down there. That's the one advantage you get when you break from the 2nd ball. The 8 usually moves out. If you use the head-on break, the 8's going to stay in the racking area most of the time. But there sure doesn't seem to be much to prevent a run out here with the solids. I don't think I've ever seen a rack with all 7 stripes within a foot of each other like that, and all the solids spread out elsewhere. It's probably another Deuel special. He probably worked on that for a few months and broke it out here when he needed it. But anyway, Corey had a 3rd place finish in the U.S. Open 1 pocket here. He won the Markulis 1 pocket last weekend. And I'm sure he'd like to add a U.S. Bar 8-ball title to his resume. I don't believe he's ever won any division at a bar table event, at least here in the U.S. bar table. No, he never has. And just like that, 1 for Corey. So Shane successfully defended his 9-ball crown. He now has 4 U.S. Bar 10-ball titles, 2 U.S. Bar 9-ball titles, 2 all-arounds. But it's the 8-ball division that he wants the worst because he's never won it. He's still alive, but he's on the one-loss side. So here we go with Stan T. from Vancouver, British Columbia. Stan is a former U.S. Bar Table 9-ball champion. He won that 2 years ago right here, our first year at the Grand Sierra Resort. Stan also with the second ball break. And a very nice spread. Again, you see the movement on the 8-ball. And kind of like the stripes here, if he's got a nice stripe to shoot first. I get it, Stan, if you want. So let's have another peek here at, I suppose he could cut the 13 in the side, but I don't think he'd like the way the cue ball is going. Solids, he could probably get somewhere on the 1 to possibly open the 2-4. Looks like he's gonna, I don't know what he's doing. Could possibly shoot the 6 in the upper left, bounce out, and then shoot the 1 and try to go into the 2-4 either with the cue ball or have the 12 hit it. Your first choice here is usually very critical. He's going to play the 5 in the corner. You know, the 1 probably goes through the gap there in the lower right corner. But I'm still not sure how that best he could do would maybe be roll into the 2-4 and just separate them a little bit. Or he may be able to swing into the 2 here now off the 3-ball. Just graze it. Don't need to move the 4 more than 2 or 3 inches. He'd have the 1 as his insurance ball or the 4. I don't think the 12s is in the way to do that. That's what he tried to do. He just caught the 3 a little bit heavier than he wanted to, and that's why he grazed the 12. Now he's going to have to do that again. The only problem is he's got to just barely tap the 2. He doesn't want it to go near the 10-13 because he'll need a pocket for it, of course. Unless he goes into the 4, that might even be a better choice. I don't know about that deuce in the upper right. It's the 14 ball that's the issue, not the 13 to get by. I really think he does not have the whole pocket. He's almost got to shoot it at the point. And from this distance, that makes it play a lot tougher, and he's jacked up on top of it. And if he misses this ball, he will likely lose the rack. Yeah. Can't really fault Stan a lot there. He really had to take the solids because he didn't have a good opening shot on a stripe. And he pretty much did as well as he could with it. the first attempt to break the 2-4 out off the 3 ball was his best opportunity, and he, like I said, he just caught it with a little too much weight, and the cue ball hit the 12 before it went into the 2-4. And Corey's going to jump all over this. Everything is still a race to 5. And it is also true double a limb, so whichever one of these guys comes through this match will have to be defeated twice in the finals by whoever survives the left side. Just a little straighter in here than he wanted to be. He may go up for the 12 right here. Very nice. Just going to have to take care to make sure that he draws this back far enough to be no worse than straight in on the 9 in the side. I mean, even if he's not quite there, it's okay. But he really doesn't want the cue ball going away from the 9. Now he's looking at the 9 now. He's looking at maybe the 9 in the side, but then you're bringing the upper left corner into play if you play it that way. He might be able to draw it into the side rail. I can't tell how thin it is. Oh my God. That's almost impossible to do. I don't know why he didn't shoot the 11. It certainly wasn't a difficult shot. And Corey's got to feel a little bit snake bit, but he chose to play it that way, and he had to have some idea that the cue ball was going near the side pocket. That's a big, big turnover right there, because Corey would have won on Stan's break and been up 2-0 and breaking in a short race to 5. So here we are at 1 apiece now. And I'd like to say good morning to our industry partners and sponsors that have contributed to making this great event happen. So thank you very much to all the folks at the Billiard Education Foundation, the great guys down there in Texas at OB, Mike and Jerry, and everyone at AZ Billiards, Simonis Cloth, of course, and our family at Diamond Billiard Products, Greg, Chad, and all the gang, the Magic Ball Rack, Kamui Predator, and of course, our newest partner, and really happy to have them on board with us, is Cyclop Pool Balls. Okay, the 8 ball is tied up, so he has to probably take the stripes, he could certainly open up the 8 off of the 3 if he wanted solids. Really no great difficulty here. They're taking the solids either. It'd all come down to really being able to get the 8 in the proper place with after contact there. Just get a little separation. He has shots on either group. If he wants the solids, he could start with the 1, or he could start with the 7 in the side and send the 12 into the stripe next to the 8, moving the 8 down to the end rail. All the other solids have pockets. If he takes the stripes, of course, he's got to separate the 8 ball early. So let's see what Mr. Creativity here decides to do. You know, that was very interesting what he did there. He probably didn't need to make it off the 11, but I just think he wanted to create a little bit more area over there, so he'd have less difficulty if the cue ball wound up having to get to that part of the table. And he's definitely going to use the 12 to go into the 15 ball and open the 8. And he did, and as you can see, he didn't need much movement on the 8 ball at all. The only thing now is he probably wants to he's probably going to have to shoot the deuce. He can't shoot the 3 because the cue ball is going at the stripes. And I think that's also why he elected to leave the 4 there too. And now he has the upper left corner for the 3. And I think that's the natural way to go. Or he can just go straight to kind of the head spot for the side pocket. I really think the upper left corner is the best place for the 3 ball here. Oh, he's going to be short. He is going to be short by 6 to 8 inches at least. And now it's going to be a question of, can he get the cue ball between the stripes and the 8 and come around? And I think he can. Or he may be able to just draw it into the short rail. Yeah, he was able to go around it with inside. Surgically done here by Dr. Deuel. Very good out, very good out. Got out of line just a little bit there one time, but he recovered nicely. And now how's he feel about that scratch from the side off the 9 ball in the last game? He could surely be 3-0 ahead here, but Stan has a chance to tie the match up. Field of 221 men in the 8 ball division. As I said, there were 16 left. 51 women entered the 8 ball division, and I'm guessing they're probably down to probably 8 or less. I'm looking out at the floor. I see at least 2 ladies matches in progress. Now I see 3 ladies matches in progress, and you guys can see just exactly who's left and where they are at CTS On Demand, as you've been doing all week. So here we go again. Same break, second ball. All right, it's looking like solids to me, and a lot of it's going to depend on, can he get to the 3 right now? He'll have no better opportunity to shoot the 3 than he has right now. And that is the shot. Even if he grazes the 13, it's not a foul because he hasn't established his groups yet. Now he has. All the object balls are legal until the groups are established, with the exception of the 8. The tricky ball is the 4. I mean, you can clearly see it in the left-hand side, of course. But he's also got to take care to get shape on the 2, where he is going away from the 9. He might go 5-4-1-2 here. Stop shot. Yep. And now he'll be able to get the angle on the 2 to draw back and not have to flirt with any stripe. And once again, top level 8-ball. These guys take great care to make sure that cue ball does not run into other balls unless it's absolutely necessary or by design. So quick work of rack number 4 by Stan T. And we are tied up at 2 apiece. And this is really some great play. The only mistake so far is Corey scratching the side. It's fascinating to watch this guy rack. He put 3 stripes in front, and he put a mixed row, and then he put 4 solids in the 4th row. But the rack is perfectly legal to do that as long as you've got alternates in the corners and the 8 in the middle. I can't repeat the pattern rack after rack, but he hasn't done that. He's changed them up. But this guy's a mad scientist when it comes to racking and breaking. Don't hear anything. 11 inside. Yep, last one rolling. Stripes for sure here if he has a good opening stripe, and he certainly does. The tough ball for Corey is going to be the 10 ball. It's right underneath him. When he moves, you'll see it. All the other 5 stripes are in the far end of the table. I mean, you know, he can play the solids because there's lots of balls there right by the racking area to open that stuff up. The 4 goes, the 4-5 could be made. I mean, he has many possibilities there. But the ball by the right-hand side, which is the 15, would connect him to the 10. And he could save those for his last 3. Take those 4 up there in the kitchen. Then play the 1 on the side, float down by the 2, shoot the 10, and the 8's in front of the other side pocket, if that is something that he would like to consider. Now he's looking at the solids, and the advantage to the solids is they're all on this half of the table. The cue ball will never have to go past the side pockets should he take the solids, but I still think stripes are the shot. And he seems to think so too. Corey signed with OBQs, well, a little less than maybe year and a half ago. As did Alex Pagulayan. And Phil Burford also, by the way, is now with OB. Well, he's not going to shoot the one on the side now. Well, maybe he is. I wouldn't. It's really easy to get on. Yeah, just as we thought, saving the 15 on the side for the second to last ball to come to the 10. About where his fingertips are now for the cue ball. Wow, he's coming for the 10 now? That surprises me, but probably shouldn't be surprised at anything this guy does. Oh! Gravity took that ball in. This is some high-level stuff here. So edge back to Corey, 3-2. The World PPA event is also, been run in conjunction with this. It's a standalone event. They're using the same 9-footers that we used for the U.S. Open 1 pocket. This is, of course, their final day. I just checked with Janet before I came over here. I think they're down to 12 players as well. And a little quieter in the room today, of course, because so many people have been eliminated and are heading home. But that doesn't minimize the quality of the action we're going to have for you and the excitement we're going to have for the rest of the day. Really nice break. Really nice. No balls near each other, nothing on a rail, nothing tied up. 8 has several pockets. Nice opening shot on either group. The 6 ball near the right-hand side would be the difficult ball for solids, but it looks like it will go certainly right in off the 14. And then all the stripes are in one side of the table. So this is a correct choice here by Stan T to start out with the 3 and go between the deuce and the 8. You can see the 4 connects to the 5. The 5 will get him to the 6, and the 8's right there. It's just a question of whether or not he got a little bit awkward here on the 1 and the 2. The 2 goes, but the 1 doesn't come in the corner here. He may even play it in the other corner. Yep, I think that's the right way to go. And now a stop shot on the 1, and it's connect the dots. 4 stop, 5 stop, 6 stop, 8 ball. And when I say stop, I mean, I don't mean he's necessarily going to exactly always stop the ball there, but all of you players know what I mean by that. It's not going to move very far, and it's just it's in line automatically. And that 6 probably goes straight in anyway. But like I said, he's certainly got the 14 to help him do that. And you never have to call a carom like that. As long as you make it in the pocket you intend, you don't have to indicate how it's going to get there. So textbook stuff again by Stan. Beautifully played match here by both guys. It's really enjoyable to see this. And I'll tell you, a lot of this is attributable to the fact that they're both breaking so well into the second ball. Stan had that one error in the early game where he had that 2-4 that he had him try to open and didn't do it. And that's the game that Corey wound up scratching on the 9 on the side. So let's see if, all right, there's 3 stripes up top again. Alternate row 3. This should be all solids if he's going to do it again. And he is. Well, you can't afford to stub your toe now at 3-3. Corey has the edge because he's breaking in the odd games. And he's got to hold his serve. Well, he hit those much harder than the last couple of times. It really didn't seem like he hit him as square. The cue ball glanced differently than it has been. And he's got one little problem there on the right-hand side with the 5 and the 9. Might be able to play the stripe off the stripe in the side and open those up. He has only the 7 ball if he wants to shoot solids. You can see by that camera angle, it may even be tight to shoot the 7. And if he shoots this, side. 15 in the side is the call here off the 9. Now where's that 5 going? Okay. Did not hinder anything. He can make the 13 in the side, so it's just really a question here of how far past the 8 he's going to float. But he probably needs to bounce that 9 out past the 12 ball, so they'll each have a pocket. That's what he's looking at now. I don't think he wants to hit this too hard. The only thing to really be careful here is you don't tie it back up. Might even play a billiard sort of shot. Yep. He was thinking that might slow down a little better or maybe even go into the 5. Now he's got to shoot the 12. just a high ball. He'll float off the short rail and out, and he'll have either the 9 in the corner where his hand is, or even in the side if he hits it firm enough. And he did that. Corey's got to be shooting like a 980 or a 990 here. Like I said, one mistake and one mistake only was the scratch on the 9 ball. Other than that, it's been perfect pool by the Prince of Pool. So Stan now has to try to force a hill-hill game, or he will go to the left side final and await a victim, a hopeful victim. Nothing yet. Oh no, that's the worst possible thing for Stan. He hit him good. There was a ball. The 11 was going in the upper right corner. It got kissed out. And the table's wide open. The 8 goes right where Corey's standing. He has shots on either group. I'd lean to solids here only because of the 12 ball. The 3's not that big of a problem because he can get to the 2 in the side. He's got the 3 in the lower left pocket. But with the 12-9 sitting where they are, I would lean to solids here and start with the 6. Come up for the 2 right now. Get your problems off the table as early in the rack as you can. It just makes it so much easier as you proceed through your colors. Gives you many, many more options. So I think it's going to be 2-7-3 here. No, I just stay there for the 3 and 2-3-7. That's just as well. And after the 7, it'll be either the 1 on the side or the 4. And Stan played just a terrific set. He was snake bit there on that last rack by having that 11 get kissed out of the corner. But this is as good a set of bar box 8 ball that I've seen in a long time is from Corey Deuel here. I don't mean as good of a set that Corey's played, just the set he is playing is right up there with the best we've seen this week and possibly for a while. And the outs have been, relatively simple, but the fact is every one of them has been executed perfectly. Never got into trouble, never bumped another ball into a position where it couldn't go or it made a problem for him. No ball has had to be banked. And it looks like it's going to be the hot seat for the Prince of Pool. And Stan gives it to him as a gentleman. He did. And very nice work by CD, 5-3. And we will see him in the finals sometime, I'm going to guess, early evening. We'll keep you up to date on our tentative schedule. Again, the matches are set for every 90 minutes here, so we'll be back next with you at 45 minutes at 11:30. We'll have one lost side action for you now for the rest of the day until the finals. So every match is going to be an elimination match, adding quite a bit to the excitement here. So once again, on behalf of CSI, Bad Boys Billiard Productions, and the Action Report, thanks for being with us to start the championship day out, and we'll see you in 45 minutes.